All right. If you're looking for proven strategies to close more deals, well, you're in the right place. Welcome to LeadFuzion Live, the Q&A podcast, where we break down what's going on and what's working right now from probate, evictions, credit liens, divorce leads, and more. We'll even show you how to move faster, convert more opportunities, and grow your business every Thursday at noon Pacific. Let's turn that data into deals. Well, hello everyone and welcome back to the LeadFuzion Live Q&A. I'm Rob from LeadFuzionList.com, and you can find us here on YouTube at LeadFuzion, LeadFuzion, as well as X, Facebook, under the same name. We're there. And before we dive into today's session, remember, this isn't just a podcast, it's a community where we're here to share strategies, learn together, spotlight experts, and make moves, especially spotlight experts that are making moves in the industry. If you've been closing probate deals, helping families through tough transitions, or literally using creative lead strategies, we'd love to hear you. We'd love to feature you on the next episode, where you can share your story on how you can help other people win just like you are. And that's what community is all about. All right, let's dive into today's session where we have a lot to cover. It's 3 core topics, all related together and designed to help you handle objections, build rapport, and close more probate deals. Whether you're cold calling or talking to people face to face, these strategies will give you the tools to connect better, build trust, and turn more opportunities into closed deals. And that's really the important thing here. This is a live Q&A. So if you have questions, drop them in the chat. You can comment in YouTube. We'll try to find them there. Or you can always join us via the live Zoom during these sessions. And the links to join are always included in the descriptions whenever we go live. So if you want to participate directly, make sure to check those links and hop on in. Quick legal disclaimer before we get started. A quick reminder, everything we share here is just for informational purposes. Nothing should be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. Always consult your qualified experts for a specific situation. Now that that's passed. All right, let's dive into today's session. Understanding, if you're on a call and you have to understand when you're in probate, they're typically getting a lot of calls. The people that are the petitioners, the attorneys, and so forth. And you got to understand there's probably a lot of frustration on their side at that point, especially when the leads are just released. People are calling them immediately. And I'll break here a little bit from the script and say that the difference between LeadFuzion and kind of other providers is that we provide them daily. So as soon as they're filed, you're able to call these people when they're less frustrated, let's just say. So I think that's really important because you're getting those leads daily. As soon as they're filed at the courthouse, you're getting them either that day or the next day, and they've already been super processed as well. If you're looking to see how we process and what's included in those leads, there's definitely links in here to be able to see what's included in the probate leads and what we call, first up, our deceased leads, which are really pre-probate as well. But let's talk about when we get some objection, right? And when probate leads, we often call, or if we're face-to-face and people say, hey, it's sold or it's under control, because they're getting bombarded and they just want people to go away at that point. And so how, this can feel like a brick wall, especially if you're new into niche and probate. How do you overcome those objectives? But your gut is probably telling you, he or she's just trying to get rid of me. And that's okay, right? I mean, like I said, these people are going through a lot emotionally, physically. They're handling a lot of things, including family members and so forth. So there's a lot going on. So you have to have a ton of sympathy when you're in the probate world. The more sympathy you have, the more learning, more listening that you do, the more successful you're going to have be at this and being your true self as well. So instead of accepting this and kind of moving on, let's use it as a chance to kind of share your value without pressure. And when we do this, we can really articulate kind of our next point here, which is delivering your value proposition. Now, before I do that, I'll ask my customer service person, hey, is there any questions yet on the live? because I can't see them. So sorry about that.
Give me just a second to check again. No.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's quite all right. So what value proposition am I talking about? As I mentioned in the previous videos, we always want to come with what I call your team, right? In your toolbox, as I call it. And those people in your toolbox are your attorneys that you have a good relationship with. And by the way, I think next week I'm going to do something on really talking to attorneys, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. You can actually get great leads via just talking to attorneys, building up relationships and so forth. So I'll talk about that next week. So really, if you could mark that down and remind me, that would be great. But what is your value proposition? Well, it's what you bring, your experience. And if you don't have a lot of experience, that's okay. That's why we're building a community here where you can ask questions. But the value proposition that you want to do is you want to start with understanding, right? As I mentioned before, you start with understanding, and then you want to deliver what your team's expertise is in probate, and how you can help navigate, how you can help this person navigate through this whole process, and bring all your full resources to bear from your toolbox, which is, attorneys, estate planners, people that can clean out the houses, estate salespeople, etc. You want to build those relationships with it. And if you don't have any of those people, go to nationalprobateservices.com. You can build your team from there, actually. You can put in your city, state, zip code, and pull up attorneys, estate salespeople, probate specialists there to help you out through this whole process. Really, really great resource. But some of the things you can highlight, certainly like everyone else does, is that you can help with the house, right? Help with the burden of the house, especially if I talked about last week where, we have out-of-state people and there's a lot of motivation there. You're the local person, and you can certainly help with maintaining, the house, taking some pictures of it, getting inside, that sort of thing. But you can also highlight that, we're not just doing quick cash. We can do full renovations. We can help prep for even a conventional market, going retail via, realtor. So you can maximize, what you're telling these the petitioners and the attorneys is you can maximize your money in the shortest amount of time, right? And try to bring your full resources to bear, with this. And this differentiates you from, hi, are you interested in selling your house? The We Buy Houses people, letters or cold calling that's happening, and you're going to sound a lot higher class professional than just typical cold callers calling. And especially the media that you send out, especially if you're sending out a full letter or some sort of packet to say, hey, we can really help you out. Here's all the resources that we can bring to bear, to help the person going out. So let's go through like a typical cold call example. You've talked to this, you called the person, and one of the questions you might ask is, say, hey, is there any, real estate involved in the estate that you might need some help with? Hey, it's under control. I don't need anything, it's sold. Okay. I certainly understand that. I just wanted to make sure you understand what we do and why I reached out, in case you're someone that could benefit from our services. It's not just about selling the houses, but we have a team of people, or buying houses, but we have a team of people that specialize in helping families navigate through the probate process. And that means, yes, selling your house, for quick if you need to do that, all the way to helping you renovate or getting it ready for, a conventional sale in the market. We have really everything in place to get that done in the shortest amount of time for the most amount of money for you. And if anything changes, or if there's someone else that we can help out, please pass on, if you got a mailer from us, please pass on, that mailer, or give us our, give our phone number. We'd love to help them, have an opportunity to work with them, right? And we might get some sort of feedback like, oh, all right, listen, we haven't sold it. These investors just keep on bothering us, and we just lost our dad and our family, and it's just overwhelming, everything that's going on. And so now you can see that you've gotten past that objection. You're there to provide value. You're not asking for anything. You're there providing value and resources to them versus, hi, we're interested in purchasing a house. Can I talk to the person that, owns the property? The value is much more intense, for that versus, just a simple we buy houses, type of thing. So our leads do confirm if they have real estate involved. So you're asking the question just to kind of double confirm that, something's there and help them through that process, because that's really the main goal. But practicing your value proposition, open up your phone, turn on the camera, record yourself, walk you through that VP, that value proposition, that very important, topic that you need to talk to with people. Will uncover, helping you through that whole conversation. So have that 15-second value proposition ready to go, or even 5 seconds, because a lot of times they're just not going to give you a lot of time. They're dealing with a lot. So have it ready to go, have it concise, don't sound automatic, but have it ready to go. So with your value proposition there, let's explore about getting the appointments after the objections that you've worked through. And that's super important. But I'll take a break here just to see if we have any questions before I go on to the next one. And grab some water.
Hi, so we have no questions yet.
All right, thank you, appreciate it. All right, closing with appointments after objection. So you've had the conversation, you're building rapport, you're asking other questions, you're listening more importantly than telling, right? That's really the whole point of this call, is to be able to get the objections out of the way so that you can either A, help them with the house if they're out of town, to say, hey, I can go take some pictures for you. What do you need done at the house? And I'd be happy to do it for you. 2, closing any other objections that they may have. You want to get onto the appointment so that you can meet them face to face if they're local. Have maybe a Zoom call or something after the fact if you're cold calling. If you're having other people cold call, say something like, "Hey, my partner would love to have a Zoom call with you if they're out of state, just to kind of go over some of the things that we do for you. Or is it possible to meet you at the property at a certain time?" And avoid any lingering objections. Focus in on the next steps, of course. And sometimes you want to offer some specific times when people don't know what to do next. Asking them, hey, what's the best time for you? Sometimes isn't the best approach. Sometimes you can say, hey, we usually do meetings on Fridays and Mondays. Is a Friday and Monday good for you? If so, is 3 o'clock on Friday good, or 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock type of thing? So you kind of want to be specific in the whole process and keep the tone positive, helpful, and of course benefits driven completely. So as a caller, kind of as a caller example, we could say some things like this, right? Hey, I completely understand where you're coming from. This process, wow, it can be overwhelming. And I want to make sure it's as easy as possible for you, your family, everyone involved. And based on what you shared, it sounds like we could help here. And of course, let them talk, at this point. The caller might say something like, hey, I'd love, or the seller might say something like, yeah, I think it would be probably a good thing. It sounds like you can really help us out in this whole situation versus those other people that just keep on calling us and want to buy the house. So you can say something like, I'd love to come by, take a quick look at the property, walk you through some few options that we have that could really save you time, maximize and get the most out of the estate for you and the family and the heirs. We usually meet on Fridays, Mondays, let's say 1 o'clock. Is that okay for you, Monday at 1 o'clock? And yeah, that works. That works. Okay, great. And so you verify the address, do that and say, okay, I'll meet you there. Now, what I would typically do is also follow up the day before, call them again saying, hey, we're still on for 1 o'clock on Monday, right? Or 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Just to double check, let them know that you're there. They don't know you from a person, so verify, double check, before you go and kind of waste your time and also waste their time. They want to make sure you're not wasting their time as well. So follow up with that. So perfect. I'll lock you in for 1 o'clock on Wednesday, right? Or whatever the day is. The point here is be flexible if you can. No doubt about it. So some pro tips. I would expect at least 1 to 3 sellers who kind of seem closed off at first. As one, or should say 1 out of 3 sellers who kind of seem closed off at first, and where you kind of need this approach of empathy and value to kind of bring them along. But always listen first. Acknowledge their concerns, and then shift into action. We want to, provide value all the time. We want to offer, like I said, really the next thing is offering the specific time slot that will build confidence in hey, making this kind of, it's a process he goes through or she goes through, not just, hey, I'll just meet you there, right? So mastering this is super important, obviously, and really will set you apart in the probate market. I tell you, if you do just this, outside of where you get your leads from or how you do it or whatever, however you got the leads, if you really are empathetic, if you really bring value to the person going through this, the petitioner, the attorney, the family members, bring value, you will be very successful in the probate market. And I can't stress this enough. If you need help starting, let me know. We have some things in our back pocket here we can give to you for helping you start out in the probate world. Some scripts, hopefully these scripts even today helped you out on your approaches into what you should do to kind of handle these objections and so forth. So hopefully it helped you handle the objections, book more appointments, and literally close more deals ahead of the competition. Always come with, in your tool bag, multiple options for the seller and the petitioner going through this whole ordeal. And that's not always just cash offers. It's, some financing, creative financing that you can do. And we can certainly cover that in another video. Rita, if you want to copy that down, what are some creative financing techniques for probate? I think we should discuss that definitely. But and I'll stop here again. Rita, any questions? Not expecting a lot or any, but love to hear if we do.
No questions yet.
Okay, no problem. All right. If you have made it this far, and I know you're serious about growing your business and closing more deals, I want to thank you for sticking around. And I have something special for you, 100 free probate leads to kickstart your next campaign. Free, completely, no strings attached. Just let us know what you're interested in, state and county. You can always hit us up on the chat on our website. Say, hey, I just watched the video. I'd love my 100 free leads. You can contact us at customer service, all one word, customer service at LeadFuzion, LeadFuzion.com, and customer service at LeadFuzion.com. Hit us up in the comments. We'll try to get a hold of you. If it's comments, it's a little bit more difficult because now we have to become friends on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. Just make sure you're watching your spam folders, and if you're messaging us, let us know. Better off to really just email us at customer service at LeadFuzion.com. That's the best approach, and we can handle it very quickly for you. There is a form in the description you can also do. You can contact us on the website, but the form actually is probably the best way. I forgot, I just created that this week. There is a link in, I believe, YouTube. It might not be on Facebook, but it's definitely in YouTube about that form, and just click on it, fill it out, and we'll get it and follow up with you. Make sure that you're able to accept texts, emails, that sort of thing. Look for customer service at LeadFuzion.com in your spam folder, just in case. So, and before we wrap up, I wanted to hear from you. What strategies are working for you right now? What challenges are you running into? Who should we feature on the next, who should I bring on? Are you interested in having a lawyer on? That's one of the things I think would be, or attorney, one of the things that I'm doing in the background is contacting some people out there to try to bring them on to this. So if you're interested in being on, got a story to tell, a winning story or a losing story, hey, what not to do, that's perfectly fine. We'd love to have you on the podcast and on the Zoom. So yeah, let me know. And of course, always drop your thoughts in the comments. Please comment. It'll help me out with the algorithm. It'll help get my video out to everyone else. So I really appreciate it if you would do that. Join in the conversation on the Zoom if we're live next time. Subscribe to YouTube so you know when we are going live. If you subscribe, hit the thing so you hit the little bell button where it'll tell you, hey, Rob Badhorn's live on LeadFuzion, so you don't miss us. Or go back and watch it. We're trying to make these a little bit more concise, not 55 minutes long. I think we've done it now for about 20-25 minutes. So we're trying to make it a little bit more concise. If we don't have people on, that's perfectly fine. We want to give value to you, of course. And of course, we go live every Thursday at noon Pacific. Every week, we're sharing real strategies, real scripts, real tools to help you turn that data into deals. And I'll ask any more questions or any questions before we go, Britta?
No, not yet.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of the LeadFuzion community, and I'll see you next week. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.